Nothing is wrong, so why do I want to burn this down? Nothing was wrong. That's it. That's the whole problem. That nothing is wrong. There's no emergencies. There's no chaos. There's no fires to put out. No one mad at me. No one worried about me. Life was fine. And I remember sitting there thinking, why the fuck do I feel like crawling out of my own fucking skin? Welcome to Mission to Recovery. Now, this isn't motivation. This is truth with consequences. I'm not talking about relapse today. I'm talking about the part that comes after you get your shit together. The part that nobody warns you about because it sounds ungrateful and people don't like to admit it. So let's go. When the noise dies, you're left with you. For the most part of my life, noise meant purpose. Something was always wrong. Something was always needed. Something was always there. Something always needed fixing, reacting to, managing, controlling. Chaos gave me a fucking job. Now, I didn't need values. I didn't need standards. I didn't need practice. I didn't need patience. I just needed the pressure. Pressure told me who to be. So when I finally went quiet and everything just kind of died down, I didn't feel relieved. I seriously felt unemployed. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? This is who I am. This is what I do.
I don't know who you are, but you can tell me. In Siri settings, they always say
So now I'm going to fix that. That's fixed. Right in the middle of the podcast, too. That was awesome. Thank you for my son's iPad there. Where were we? Yeah. So my brain did not want peace. Okay? That's something that nobody puts on a sobriety pamphlet. Your brain doesn't want to automatically adjust to peace. It's not used to it. Your mind doesn't just automatically go, we're finally safe. To me, it said, cool. Now what the fuck is wrong? My brain started scanning situations, started picking, inventing problems. I get irritated for no reason, restless on calm days, annoyed by shit that didn't really fucking matter. And I kept thinking, this is stupid. I should be so grateful right now. But gratitude didn't shut my nervous system up. Because my nervous system wasn't trained for calm. It was trained for, oh shit, here we go. Fucking back road trucking, let's do this. Adrenaline, everything at fucking 10. It's when I realized something. I realized I wasn't addicted to booze. I was addicted to the adrenaline. And I didn't want to admit this part. I really didn't. It's hard to say that I wasn't just addicted to substance, booze, whatever drug may have come with that. I was addicted to activation, adrenaline, urgency, intensity, being needed, being important because things were just fucked. You know, when we get the calls, are you all right? Is everything fine? Haven't heard from you in a while. Chaos made me feel useful. Honestly, it did. So when life started stabilizing, usefulness disappeared. And the boredom showed up pretending to be a personality crisis. How fucked is that? That boredom you think is a personality crisis. It didn't say that you're bored, right? My personality is now saying, it said, this isn't enough. You should be doing more. You were sharper back then. You were more alive back then. That voice is a lying piece of shit, by the way. but it's super convincing. And that's why people nuke their own lives at this stage. This is where people blow everything up. Not at rock bottom, not in early recovery, but right here in the boredom. When nothing is wrong. They don't call it sabotage. They call it needing a change. Yeah. They start fights when people love them. You know, you see the people that love you and you start fighting with them for no fucking reason. You poke holes in good relationships because, well, maybe it needs to sink. You need something to fix. You quit a solid job out of nowhere. Everything's perfect there, but you're like, oh no, can't handle that. You start to drink casually. I can handle this. You're flirting with chaos a little bit. You know, you start fucking things up just enough to feel something again. I get it. I've been there. And then you say, I don't know why I did that. Bullshit. You know why. You know exactly why you did that. You did it because peace doesn't stimulate an untrained nervous system. Chaos feels like movement. Calm feels like death when you don't know who you are without the problems. I get that. I understand it. Because who are we without chaos? That's what you have to figure out. You know, brings to like how I almost hid in healing. Like, I almost fucked myself by hiding in language. I told myself I was healing, that I was processing, that I was working through things. No, the fuck I wasn't. I was avoiding boredom. I was uncomfortable with the days that didn't demand anything from me, weeks without breakthroughs. Progress didn't come from with fireworks, you know? Talking about growth felt safer than sitting in it. It's probably why I started doing this shit. It's easier to talk about. At least I could talk about the fire on the earlier podcasts, and you would feel that emotion a little bit. You know, I wasn't going backwards, but I sure as shit wasn't moving forwards. I was pacing in a mental waiting room, calling it insight. I have more insight now. And brought on the thoughts that, you know, scared the shit out of me. The danger didn't show up screaming, right? It whispered. You get those little thoughts because of this way of thinking. The ones that say one drink wouldn't matter. Starting over might actually feel exciting. Go through this whole process again. I've been through treatment twice. I know it. Don't fucking do it if you don't have to. You know, you also start thinking like, at least back then I felt something. Gonna miss the fucking chaos. That's the trap. Right there, that's the trap. When you hear those whispers, those voices, it's trying to get you. Chaos doesn't make you alive. It just keeps you distracted from yourself, from what you are doing, what you're moving towards. But distraction feels like purpose when you haven't built your identity yet. So this is the real fucking test. Early recovery is easy to understand. Everything's fragile. Everyone's watching. The rules are clear. This stage, nobody's watching. Nobody's worried anymore. Maybe a few people here and there. You know, I'm over 6 months, so it's not like I have years. So some people may be still worried. A lot of people I'm showing them, hey, he's got this. Nobody's going to stop you from fucking it all up anymore. The training wheels are off. And this is where character actually gets tested. Not when life is hard, but when life is boring. Crisis tells you what to do. Calm asks you where you are. And most people don't like that question. It's hard to fucking answer. I'll say that question again. The crisis tells you what to do, tells you how to react, what emotion is there on the surface. But calm asks you who you are, what type of person, what type of man, what type of woman you are. It's a hard question. That's why people don't like it. So what actually kept me from torching it all up? I know, you're asking yourself that. I asked myself that. What kept me from that? It wasn't motivation. It wasn't fear. It wasn't inspirational quotes or podcasts or journaling bullshit. Those are all good things, but it wasn't that. It was fucking structure. Routine. Routine when I didn't feel like it. Getting up in the morning. Moving. Doing the workouts. Doing the podcast that I said I was going to do. Hey. The crack of I don't want to get the fuck up type of morning, you know? Standards when nothing demanded them. Discipline without urgency. That's what I'm talking about when I say structure. You know, I stopped asking, what do I feel like doing today? I know what I have to do. I don't want to listen to what I feel like doing today because feelings are fucking liars. I started asking, this is the shift. This is the shift in the mindset. I started asking, what kind of man am I practicing being today? That question didn't excite me, but it sure as hell stabilized me. Ask that question. If you have kids, ask that question in front of them. In your head, you don't have to say it out loud. But look at your kids if you have kids. Look at your partner if you have a partner. Look at yourself in the mirror in the morning and just ask, what kind of person am I practicing being today? It'll stabilize you real quick. Unless you're okay with lying to yourself. Saying this is the type of person I'm going to be and then fucking ignore it after. So when it comes to this stage, when everything's a little bit more quiet, you don't feel the magnifying glass on you, people aren't watching as much, they're not checking in as much, there's no chaos going on, your life's pretty stable, you got everything going. It's a little bit boring. But boredom is not the enemy. You are. It's the hard truth. Boredom isn't the problem when you're feeling like this. It's a skill issue. For me, my nervous system sucked at calm. So calm felt threatening. Once I stopped treating boredom like it was an emergency, I started treating it like something to tolerate. And then things shifted. Quiet didn't mean empty. It just meant unoccupied. And unoccupied is where standards usually live. So what is your identity without emergencies? That's what it all comes down to, because who are we without this chaos? I had to build an identity that didn't rely on urgency. Not the fixer, not the intense one. Not the guy who thrives under pressure. It's not me anymore. Just the man who shows up, handles his shit, and doesn't need drama to feel relevant. That identity isn't sexy. It's heavy. And heavy lasts longer than adrenaline ever fucking will. So my final truth. Nothing being wrong isn't failure. Listen to that. Nothing being wrong isn't a failure. Wanting to destroy peace because it doesn't stimulate you, that's unfinished work. If I need chaos to feel alive, I'm not healed. I'm just sober with a loaded nervous system. Learning to stay when nothing is happening is discipline nobody applauds. And the one that actually keeps everything intact. This is Mission to Recovery. Now go forth and kick ass.